Hi everyone, welcome to Tom's Manshed. Okay, recently I've uploaded videos on the Tapo range of smart plugs, including energy monitoring, and also a TP-Link, the same company, Tapo little motorised pan and tilt camera, which I've got behind me. So, dead pleased with the products. I'm sat here in my shed thinking, what can I get next? Like, full control over all my appliances just by saying, hang on, I'll just turn her off. Just by saying, Alexa on, Alexa switch this on, Alexa switch this off. And it occurred to me that the lights I had in my shed, which are just 6 downlighters, they are dimmable downlighters, were still using this dimmer switch. Now this is the one I put in 4 years ago. It's just a standard dimmer switch. You touch it and the lights come on, touch it again, they go off, touch it and hold it and they go up and down, wherever you let go they stay. Or you can control it remotely with this its own little remote. But you can't control it by voice, and this remote sometimes is a little pig. Even with new batteries in, you're messing about and holding it near. You just press button 1 and it cycles up and down. The rest of them were for different lights. And never been absolutely fantastic, but just looking through for a Tapo voice controlled dimmer. Now they had a few, and luckily enough I've got a neutral wire in my switch. A lot of situations that you have in your house have just got, it's just your switch live. There's no neutral there behind your socket. All you've got is one wire going in, your live going in, and then you switch live out to your bulbs. If you've got that sort, you're very, very limited to which dimmer switches and which Wi-Fi controlled switches you can get, because you need a neutral in there to constantly run the Wi-Fi ready for your signal to turn it on and off. There are ways around it, but you're best Googling that. But if you haven't got a neutral wire where your switch is, it's a matter of having to run one to the neutral of the nearest bulb or nearest socket, or managing with a switch capable of doing it without a neutral. So you're very, very limited in choice. But luckily, when I've built the shed, I did run the neutral through there to the bulbs. So I have got a neutral, so that's good. So I started looking online for a switch, and you know me, I love me bling. I'll show you a picture of my computer when I've got the camera out and doing the switch in a minute. And I saw this one on Amazon. Now, like an idiot, I didn't read properly, and I went and clicked the switch one, not the dimmer switch. The switch one is like it's the same price, as you'll see shortly. I'll show you on Amazon, but it's a three gang, so you can have 3 separate light circuits running off this. It even shows opening curtains and that, and you can name each one, so you call it like kitchen lights, dining room lights, whatever, and run them off this. But it is just a switch, it's not a dimmer. And the same company selling them have got dimmer versions or switched versions, and I didn't read it properly and I clicked the switch version. So that's the one that came yesterday, and I put it on. Now it's still on there now, but I've reordered the dimmer switch version, and that has just arrived from Amazon now. Again, great service. I ordered this at something like 6 o'clock last night, and it's just come now at 1:30 in the afternoon the following day. So I've filled out the thing already, and I'm going to send this one back to Amazon. Again, I just love, I know people moan about Amazon sometimes, but I just love their return policy. It's fantastic. Go to your local shop and just give it them, print your return barcode thing off. It prints a label, and they do it all for you. You don't even have to bag it or anything. You just print the label, and then they do it all in the shop. So I'll be doing that once I've fitted this new one. So the new one has just arrived, and when I took it out, I thought, oh no, they've sent me another switch, because if you look at the one that came yesterday, it's got on it LCD Wi-Fi smart switch, and the one they've sent today has got LCD Wi-Fi smart switch. I was thinking it'd say something like dimmer, but it doesn't. But when I looked at the back, the one I got yesterday, if you look up there, it's got a little black tab against where it says light switch, curtain switch, L8HS. And this one, the correct one, it's got the tab at L8HD, the dimmer switch. So this is the dimmer switch. So if you do get one of these, and when it arrives, you look at the box and you think, oh, it's switch, it doesn't say dimmer, check the back, that's where the difference is. So like I said, I put that on yesterday, went through all the linking procedure, not quite as intuitive as TP-Link Tapo ones, which like I mentioned in my other video. Check that video out up here if you haven't checked it on the smart plugs. They are an absolute dream to set up. Connect first time, easy to understand, fantastic. You don't even need any instructions, it's all done from the screen. This bit more complicated, quite a long instruction, but a couple of different ways of doing it. It did do it. I didn't have to mess about with the 2.4 and 5 gigahertz frequencies on my router. It connected. So it was all right, but it wasn't quite as easy as the Tapo ones. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to reset that back to the factory settings, put it back in the box, take it to Amazon tomorrow, the shop tomorrow, send it back, and I'm going to fit this one now. So I'm going to go through all the live on my phone, do a phone recording of the setup and settings, and have it here on screen like I did with the plugs, and you can see how it sets up. And then I'll go through all the features of the plug and the switch, and it has got some great features on it, as you'll see. So let's do that now. First of all, like I said, well, this is, I'll show you some pictures I've already taken of the existing one, what it looks like. So this is how the wrong one looks, the one I ordered by mistake. This is just the switch. As you can see, I've programmed the word shed light in it, so that's it as it's off. It's just one gang, i.e. it's just switching one set of lights. There would be another bar there saying kitchen lights and another one there saying bathroom lights or whatever if you were switching the three. But that's it, and you can see at the top is the time, the Wi-Fi connection signal, and just to the right the kilowatt hours, the accumulated kilowatt hours. So if I just touch it there, the screen gets brighter, as you can see, and the lights in the room come on. Touch it again, it goes off. I've still got the protective film on because I'm going to be sending this back very shortly. So that's the existing wrong switch, which I'm about to take off. I'll show you on Amazon now the ones I've got and show you exactly which one to click and make sure you get the right one. So there you can see, here we have return started. That's the one I will be returning. You can see the 3 screens on the front of that. I'll show it you, but like I said, don't click on this if you want the dimmer version. As you can see, that's how it'll look. You got your kilowatt hours usage at the top, your time, your Wi-Fi settings and everything. And you've got your 3 different switches, living room, light 2 or light 3. As you saw on mine, I just had the, I've just called it shed light, just the middle one. But that's the one I am returning. The one I have ordered is this one. And as you can see, that is a dimmer. Only one gang, it'll only do one thing. But you can set it to various things and that. It's looking like that hasn't got a energy consumption. We'll have to see if that's in the thing. How many kilowatt hours your lights have been using, which I will miss, I think, off that order. That was a good feature. That just shows like a software, a firmware version v1.0.8. I'm not really bothered about that being displayed. I'd much sooner the kilowatt hours, but never mind. If that's not on, it's not on. It doesn't really matter. They don't use much power. But yeah, that's all your different settings on that. But I'll be running through all them very soon. But like I said, they are, like I said, they're $35.99. Do I need all this panel and lights and everything? No, I don't need it at all. But and I don't know whether the other one has got a backlight. It threw like a light onto the wall. You can pick which colour you want, so we'll see if that's available on this. But no, you don't need all them, but I do love my gadgets and my RGB computers and things. But they're the 4 different ones, you see. So you've got a 4-in-1, that's the one I fitted, a 4-in-1. It's not clear, and they're the dimmers, black and white. The black one is £4 dearer than the white. So if you're going for the dimmer, make sure you click that one there, the dimmer. So that was it on Amazon, the wrong one and the right one. So I'll just take this out, because this is the one that's just arrived now. And out of the box, that is just like that. Comes off. That's the back bit that fits inside your wall box. And on this we've got live, neutral. We've got 3 outlets on this, so we'll have to see what it does, if it is capable of doing 3 different outlets. Same as the other, it was exactly the same. Neutral, live, L1, L2, L3 and common. And that's exactly the same as on the back. Hang on. My mistake. If you look on that one, the L2, L3 common, there's nothing there. They're just blank. So obviously uses the same plastic moulding for both. But that's the same. And then that bit, once you've got that screwed to your wall box and wired in, you just top there, and that's the top there. That bit just slots in this bit here, so just put that in and then you click it down and you can click that whole front panel off. You get your 2 screws, and I found them, I'll show you again when I put it up, I found them a wider diameter than the ones that I need, so I used my existing ones, and you get quite an involved, although it was quite good, colour instruction book. I'll go through this later once I've read it, and so we'll be going through live, actually setting it all up. So yeah, I'll just go and put my temporary switch back now while so I can show you the connections on the back of the other, and then I can pack it all away and we can wire this one up. Okay, so just before we do the installation of it, like I say, I'll just show you on here. This is the smart switch, the wrong one, and it has actually got on the sticker there, what you can see, it does say smart switch, and the connections on the back. Yeah, again, the common one with C on for common, is blank, but you have got a live in, a neutral, and 2 other lives out, so you've got your 3 on that. And again, on the one I'm about to fit, dimmer switch written there, and as I've just shown you, you've only got your 3 connections. Other than that, they look pretty identical. So I've got me dimmer switch in there temporary. I thought while I'm at it, I'll just show you this. This is the box I'd use. Now, if you've got sort of like a panelled wall, a plasterboard faced wall, or mine is MDF and it's hollow behind it. It's not a brick wall with a metal box in it and that. These are great. If you've never seen these, they're for fitting in a wall like that. And you just push the thing into your wall, and these sliding bits here, once it's in, I'll show you doing that. I'll rig the camera up in a bit and I'll show you. You clip them in, they just sort of like clip in place like that, and they then slide, and as you put your screw in the front there, it draws it forward and grips the wall, and that gap there, as you can see, grips your wall between there. So it's a really clever idea, and dead easy. So that's the sort of wall box you want for the sort of walls like I've got. So I'm going to rig the camera up now. I'll show you wiring it up, dead simple, and then we'll go through all the pairing it up with your phone and downloading the app and stuff like that. This is how you put that box up. Keep this sort of like wings in, but clearing the wall, and then you just push the white box in, push that back, and then you clip these ones in, so you pull them towards you, clip that like that, and back like that, and then as you screw in, once you've got the fitting in, it pulls these bits towards the front, and that pulls this box back. You can see it's loose at the moment against the insulation behind, but as I tighten up the thing, you'll see that grips it quite tight. So we've got our switched live in there, live out. Obviously got this turned off at the fuse box. The shed has got its own consumer unit, so I've got that off at the breaker there. So we've got live in, live out, and neutral. So we'll wire that in now. So make sure I pick the dimmer switch up. I've still got the wrong one on the table there, ready to take back to Amazon. So here we are, dimmer switch. It's got top written at the top there, and you've got your neutral as your first one, your live in is the middle one, and your live out is the third one. So I've labelled it live in, neutral. So we'll start off with the neutral first. I'm hoping you're getting this and I'm not blocking it too much, because I'm working a bit blind really, camera wise. Then your live in is your middle one. Double check everything twice. That's your live in. And your live out to your lights. Okay, and then we've got up is there. So check all the wires are tight. And like I said, the two screws you get with it, which are these, they are actually wider thread than what's in this box. These are your standard. I don't know whether they're different from China or USA or whatever, but these are different thread, but these are the ones that I used for my old switch, so I'm using them again. So it's just a matter now of pushing that in there. Getting that started in that one. Excuse me, head going in front here, I've just got to line up the holes. Okay, so we've got them in the threaded inserts. It's just a matter now of tightening it up. And that is now pulling that yellow side flap thing towards the back of the MDF board. And just keep threading in. They are on slots, so you can get the level spot on. Again, excuse me head while I just get it exactly level. That looks pretty level to me. Once you've held it in place, screw these up. Not too tight, but tight enough to grip the back of the MDF. And you can see now that is solid. I cannot move that. It's pulled them yellow plates towards it. So we now put the front on. I'm going to get the right one. It's the right one. It's got dimmer here. And again, we just, like I showed you, just line that socket up with the male plug here. Push down and That's that. Should you need to ever take it off, it just slides off like that. So we'll pull that off now. Okay, so I'm just going to turn the mains on now. Okay, so it's going through some sort of like boot up screen or whatever. I'm glad to see it has got the backlight. I don't know where you can see, it's red at the moment. If I turn this light out, you might be able to see it. I'll film it proper later, but if we do it, darken the room, you can see there's like a red backlight around, and you can alter that to any colour you like later. But I'll go through all them later, and at the moment it's got dimmer on, dimmer off. Oh, it's a set the device type, dimmer or on off. It is a dimmer, it's not the on off switch. So click confirm, edge lighting on or off, and it says on there, I don't know whether you can read it, you can also find it in setting edge lighting. I'll show you that later, but I want the edge lighting on, so on, yes, and then skip. And this is exactly the same as the other one. To your network, easy mode config or app mode config. Well, I did the app mode, so I'm going to set it up now on my phone, and I can have them on side by side together, and you can see what's happening there. So we've got the unit actually physically screwed to the wall. We've turned the mains on, and we've gone through them two screens. So this is where we're up to now. No need for me to stand at the switch, so I've come and sat down by the bench, and we can go through all the setup things, and I'll put my phone up on the screen as well. We can go through how to set it all up in the app. Okay, so I'm now sat back at my desk, and I've downloaded obviously the Smart Life app. I set all this up yesterday, so I've forgotten it already, but I'll go along with it just intuitively. So we've got the Smart Life icon there on my phone. If I click on that, I've deleted the one I fitted yesterday, and it's come up now automatically. It's just come up, devices to be added, dimmer switch, add. So I'm going to click add. I'm clicking nothing on the screen of the dimmer switch itself. I've just left the camera running in case things come up on there. So add. Again, connect to my Wi-Fi. I've already got that in. It's probably remembering these settings from yesterday. So if you're starting from scratch, it might be, you might have to put your password, you will have to put your password that in there, I would think. So that's your network name, click next. It says dimmer switch being added. Then it's showing on the screen, network is connecting. Network is connected. Still shows on my screen as being added. Right, there it's added successfully and bonged. I'll now click done on my phone screen, and you can see what's come automatically up on my phone. So that was a doddle, as easy, if not a bit easier that time, than the TP-Link ones. I seem to remember yesterday, I think I pressed the easy link in the instructions. I'll show you in a minute when I'm doing the head-to-head talk. There's different methods of connecting it, but I just did it all from the phone, and that was it. So yeah, you've got here all the things. I don't think we need to see anything on the switch itself anymore, but I'm going to go brightness, range. Yeah, well, I want one to think. Dimmer switch. I'll click that on my phone, all switches, and it's come on in the room now. You won't have seen that because we're not filming that. And well, I don't know whether you can see just on the actual wall. If I turn off my camera light, so that's my camera light off now, and dimmer switch, I'll go down in brightness. Yeah, that's gone right down. Whoops. I think so. I have inadvertently clicked with my thumb on my screen there, the turn off schedule thing. So you can see now it's on 3% on my phone. It says 4 on the wall. If I click on that on the phone, I can go up in brightness. Yeah, and that's come right up down to 6 now. This is much more accurate than the other one was, having to hold your finger on. And like I say, you can do the range as well, so you can do it so it only goes from 1 to 56, or drag it each way on the screen there. But I will have it all the way from that to that, home. Yeah, if I click the thing, schedule, I can obviously turn it to come on and off. Click the button at the top, on and off at certain times. Click on that one. And I think that's about it from your phone. So you just click that off and then click it and it'll come on at 100%. And then you can, if I only wanted it to come on at 55%, I could do that. And I'm going to turn it on and off. Yeah, off, and then when it comes on, it only comes on at 55%. So yeah, that seems that's your only controls on your phone, other than the setting a schedule for it to come on and off. So all the other things I think are going to be selectable on the switch itself. So we'll concentrate on that now. So yeah, so we've got on and off at the bottom there. And you can instantly go to 20, 50, 80, 100, or you can go up infinitely adjustable there. I'm assuming I can leave it at 55, turn it off. When I turn it back on, it comes back on at 55, which is great. Now, unfortunately, like I say, the other one, it had up here a kilowatt hours that you were using, which was really handy. So, I'll say over an accumulation of time, you could see how much your bulbs had used. Doesn't seem to be on that. We've got the time, 14:42. So as I say in a minute, this bit's irrelevant really for the switch, but you may have been wondering what it's just up here by the way, switch, what the little plaque was next to it. So I'm just going to explain that now, and it's sort of in a way in memory of my late wife. So irrelevant to this video, so you can just switch off now if you like, but you may be wondering what this little plaque here is that you've seen next to the switch. I lost my wife just about 18 months ago, and my favourite plane is a Vulcan. Hers was a Harrier. So sort of in memory of her, I got a name put underneath the wing of XH558, which was housed at Doncaster, and as part of the package they send you this, which is like a duplicate of the information badge off that plane. So hopefully, it's had a lot of rehousing problems, this Vulcan, and with Doncaster changing hands and being bought by a building company or whatever, they've had to move it and that sort of. Not exactly sure where it is now, but hopefully come summer we'll be able to go and have a look and see her name under the wing. And this is my workstation where there she is, and you can see there the bling of the computer. Built that about 3 or 4 years ago, my very first video on YouTube, that. still a good spec. So yeah, I do like my RGB and stuff like that. So right, let's get back to summing up. So as well as the functional things like setting the dimness and setting times on, off, and delays and things like that, there are some purely decorative things. You can set different coloured backgrounds, and that light I mentioned earlier on, that sort of like there's some LEDs around the whole back which project a bit of a glow around. It looks quite nice at night. You can select various colours for that. So let's just go into that now. This is the light around it. Sheds a glow onto the wall. That's selectable in various colours. I'll show you that shortly. But if we turn the light on in the room now. So you can set the background theme. Again, touch top left, hold on for 3 seconds to get the menu up. Select setting, and then theme and style. And background picture. It's a bit bright for you to see the different pictures. I'll try and dim it down in. So you've got all these different designs, and there's some more. I've tried quite a few of them, but I found it's best on a dark one really, probably a plain, use a plain colour. But I've settled on sort of like a dark brickwork effect. You can see sort of like, it's like a brick wall there. And also if you want to change the backlight colour setting, back there, you click on edge lighting. Oh yeah, so yeah, the colour set. Click on that, and you can set the this edge light around the end to any colour you like. So that's on yellow now. Or we can set it onto red, white. You can see it glowing the wall behind. And then you can set it to breathe, to pulse in and out. Like that. Or you can set auto adjust and it'll just cycle through. So I think I've decided on yellow. And you click confirm, and like I say, you can set it to be on all the time or only during certain hours. Like that. The timer. Loads of different timer settings, on and off and repeats. Delayer, like I said, I thought it was delayer, but it's delay setting, and you can set it to sort of like turn off after a certain amount of hours. So set it to turn off after 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 minute, whatever. Green mode, I don't know what green mode is, I'm afraid. So you time the edge settings there. All your Wi-Fi, you can reset it for a different network, and again system info with all the technical versions and things on. Okay, now I haven't recorded the linking it with Alexa bit, because when I come to do it, it had already got it in its memory and it was asking me to log on and things. And it must have remembered all the settings. I had one of these plugs that still use this Smart Life software a few years ago. And when I came to download the software, it said I was already a member, and I had to look up an old password and everything because I'd forgot about it. So the Alexa stuff, again, with using it on the other switch yesterday, everything was already linked in. So it did it very, very easily. It's just a matter of pressing a button on the thing and just associating Alexa with these things. So you could probably either do it from your Alexa app or this one or whatever. But like I said, I haven't gone into it totally. But it did come up very, very easily. And it's in here how to connect to Google Home, and there's how to connect to Alexa. So it gives all the instructions there. So I filmed a bit in the dark. like I said, the main thing I've got the app now on my phone, so I can use it remote in the pub or whatever to turn the lights on and off. But the main reason I got it is so I can just be sat in my armchair behind me, watching TV, and I can say, Alexa, set the lights at 1% or 2%, full, off, whatever. So making me even more lazy. But now I can control it without getting up or without using that horrible flaky remote control. So I've just filmed this bit in the darkness, showing you how it works perfectly with Alexa. So let's have a look at that now. Okay, so to give you a bit of an idea at the sort of like range of settings, I've got the camera set on manual now, trying to simulate as much as I can what sort of the human eye can see. We're in the shed with all the lights off and the blinds shut. We've got a bit of light coming in from around the edge, obviously. But as you can see, it's pretty dark. And this is where I'm sitting to watch TV. So if I say now, Alexa, turn dimmer to 100%.
Okay.
So that's on full brightness now. You can see enough to light up the shelves on the back of the shed. And like I said, obviously too distracting when I'm watching TV. I did have some manual shields I made for them, but now I won't have to. I can just say, Alexa, set dimmer to 5%.
Okay.
And as you can see, it's gone really, really dim now. Like I said, even dimmer. Alexa, set dimmer to 1%.
Okay.
Oh, didn't do it. Alexa, set dimmer to 1%.
Okay.
Oh, seems to be a bit of a time delay. That's at 1% now. Alexa, set dimmer at 20%.
Okay.
Yeah, bit of a delay. Again, it's looking white through the camera, but it's still quite a dull glow. Alexa, set dimmer to 50%.
Okay.
And finally, Alexa, set dimmer to 100%.
Okay.
And Alexa, turn dimmer off.
Okay.
Okay, so full control now, just from my seat. So there you have it. It all works, and it all works fine. Now, the only discrepancy is, as I mentioned earlier, on the other switch, the one I bought in error with the switch, in the top right-hand corner of the display screen was a reading of kilowatt hours. Now, the recent Tapo plugs I got have got an energy monitor. Like I said, I put a link earlier on. I'll put the picture at the end of this video if you want to read them. Fantastic. You can monitor how much electricity your tumble dryer, your washing machine, whatever you've got plugged in, and trace it over a month and see what it was doing at any peak and all that. More handy for something like that because you can experiment with different loads and that. With the lights, less important because they're just fixed. They're either on or they're off at various dimmings. It's only 60 watts combined, each one. The 6 downlighters, each one is 5 watt consumption, dimmable LEDs. So I'm not really bothered about that, but it would have been nice to have. And the annoying bit is that it mentions it in the instructions for this. How to set a real-time display of load power or current power consumption. And it goes through on the menu here. And this bit here, these menu icons are in a different order on the software I've got. And when you click on this one, setting, this bit here, the electricity and power, just isn't there. It's just not part of the menu, so there's no way of bringing that up. Now, I did check on the firmware. This firmware is .18 at the end. The firmware in the old one, this one I'm going to send back to Amazon, was 1.7 at the end. So it seems the older firmware had this feature, the newer firmware doesn't. So I've no idea how I would go back to the old firmware or why they've stopped it in the new one. I've emailed them. There's an email address on here. See, there's all that info at the bottom. You can contact them on help on WhatsApp or WeChat. whatever that is, and email. I've emailed them on that Lanbon SV at Foxmail. There's also another email address here. So I've emailed them asking why they show it in the instructions, but it isn't in the menus. They've changed it. So hopefully I'll get an answer, and if I do, I will put that in the description below. So yeah, like I say, slightly disappointing, but livable with. I still love it, still love the display, and they seem to be brighter as well. On full, when I've got it on 100% full, they seem to be brighter than I could get on my other dimmer on its top setting. So there you go. And you can get them really down as just tiny, tiny, tiny bit of light very accurately. So that's the only feature I'll be doing. So like I said, I can sit there saying Alexa on it, turn the dimmer on at 2% and 1% and all sorts. So hopefully it's been of some use, this. I am going to put links below, and as normal, full disclosure, they are Amazon affiliated links. If you click on a link and you buy something from that browsing session, I'll get a slight commission. It doesn't cost you a penny extra, but it pays me a few pennies commission if you do buy something, and it helps this channel keep going. So if you are going to buy, I'd be very much appreciated if you could buy through one of the links. I'll also find the little box, the wall box I demonstrated. I think I bought that from Screwfix, but I'll see if they're on Amazon as well, and I'll put a link to that as well. But and like I said, be careful when you click it that you're clicking the dimmer if you want the dimmer, or the switch if you want the three-way switch. So yeah, like I say, hopefully it's been of some use. If it has, please give me a thumbs up. If not, please give me a thumbs down, and I'll be along with the next one very, very soon. If you haven't subscribed, please do so by clicking the little shed picture here, and once you've done that, click the bell icon below and you'll be alerted to any new uploads. So yeah, once again, thanks for watching this one. See you for the next one. Bye for now.